Come with us to the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone in the beautiful state of Wyoming. Our challenge? To locate the elusive fairy slipper orchid and make a flower essence to share with you. Our goal is to find exactly the flowers that humanity most needs today and create a flower remedy for exhilarating freedom and adventure. At this point in our trip, we'd expected to welcome a new baby into the world and be back on a plane home. We came to the conclusion that our flower hunting was over, but nature had bigger plans and a lot more in store for us. We decided to throw our plans out the window and head to Yellowstone National Park. See what happens when we finally allow ourselves to relax and enjoy. And at the end, you're in for an unexpected treat. I'm Katie Hess with my sidekick Taylor Rico, and this is our docuseries, Flower Hunters.
We kind of had to make a big decision because we'd been here in Wyoming 15 days and our friend hadn't given birth yet, and we were just like hanging on. Over the last couple days, it felt like Jackson was kicking us out. You know, it was just like all this string of odd experiences that felt like Jackson was saying, no more. So we made the hard decision to leave, even though our friend is still pregnant. We still hope we'll make the labor, but right now we've entered the Yellowstone Park, and the very first stop we make on the side of the road, boom, orchids. Like, how often do you see wild orchids just when you're like pulling off on the side of the road? And Taylor immediately spotted this orchid, this white bog orchid that we collected at Granite Hot Springs. Not necessarily a sign that we'll find the fairy slipper, okay? We've already let that go. But a sign that we're on track with this kind of wave of openness and freedom and following the unknown and being okay letting things go. And the more we let things go and release attachment, the more we experience freedom. You've got lupins, Indian paintbrush, you've got a whole, oh, it's mossy here. It's spongy here, Tay. Oh, it's wet and squishy and water's popping up from the moss. But check out all of this white bog orchid right here, just right on the side of the road. We had completely given up on finding the fairy slipper, but we've opened up our little hearts to being presented to it again because it's much colder here. It's about 10 degrees cooler in Yellowstone than in the Tetons, and it feels like the conditions are right. So we've completely dissolved all of our attachment and our drive and our overworking nonsense, but we're here and we'll see what we find. I did remind Taylor as we were driving in that there are more grizzly bears in Yellowstone than in the Tetons, so we'll keep our eyes peeled. So the good news is the place where we chose to stay last night is miraculously 2 minutes away from two of the most beautiful wild hot springs out here. The reality is that there is a brain-eating amoeba in the hot springs. So if you swim, you can't get your nose wet because the amoeba will swim into your brain and eat your brain. It's true. You'd think I'm joking. It's true. We're bringing our swimsuits just in case, but I'm also a little worried about, I might just put my feet in because how's your nasal cavity different from your cooch? It's like, I don't really want brain-eating amoebas anywhere in my bloodstream or my skin. Anyway, we'll just look for flowers near the hot springs. Is it true that there's brain-eating amoebas in the hot springs? Not to be like gross here, but like women have different parts that are kind of like nasal cavities.
No.
It doesn't swim up your
just
hoo-ha?
No,
or your bum?
No, it doesn't swim up through those parts. just your sinuses.
Oh.
It's where it gets into your...
That's how it goes through the blood-brain barrier?
It gets into your spinal column and into your blood then. Your brain.
But it doesn't swim through the skin?
No. Open sore, skin, nothing like that. Don't worry about it. Just want to keep it out of your sinuses.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
Do you come here often?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I come out quite often. I've been out here about every day this week early in the morning.
You're kidding me. Have you seen any orchids around?
Flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Not in this area that I can think of.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe I'm not looking as close for that as other things.
Right.
I'm watching more for wildlife and stuff.
Right. Have you seen any bears out here?
Yeah, last year.
Grizzly or black?
Grizz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I seen 2 in one day out here last year.
No way.
You want to see a picture?
Yeah, I do. Were you walking?
No, I was soaking in the hot springs that morning.
Oh my gosh.
There was 4 of us out there. We were all just soaking and having a good time. And one of them got up and looked and said, "What's that over there?" And there we go. This is where he first come out.
Oh my God, he's huge. Holy mackerel.
And walked on by us.
Oh my God.
This bear is in the area.
Like people recognize him.
Yeah, he's even been named. Some people call him Bruno, Buddha. Yeah, and basically he stands about this high on this when he's standing on his 4 feet on the shoulders.
And then when he stands up, he's got to be like 8 feet tall?
No.
10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet.
Were you scared or not really?
I wasn't.
Were your friends a little shaky?
They were a little shaky, especially the couple from California. They'd never been around grizz. But I'd been around them and stuff. I've already seen 2 so far this summer.
Really? Did you bring bear spray today?
I never carry bear spray.
You never do.
If I walk into a bear, just be patient. Don't run. That's the worst thing. If you have to move, just slowly back away.
You're like the bear whisperer.
No, I'm not that. I don't know. Just a lot of experience over the years. Yeah. Well, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Bob.
And have a safe journey.
Thank you so much.
And don't post the pictures online about where you're at.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We keep it a secret.
We won't tell anybody.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too, Bob. Bye-bye. People like Bob give me confidence. It takes away some of the irrational fear, and it helps me believe that if I'm just aware and if you don't do anything stupid, you're going to be just fine. I'm sure the animals feel your intention, as long as you're not around a mama and her cubs. Can you tell that Taylor and I have really bad allergies to something out here? It's like another one of those Instagram versus reality moments. Here go the allergies. Oh dear. It's like so beautiful. No humans in sight. So refreshing. And then we both got hit with crazy allergies, itchy eyes, and runny nose. You kind of get the yin yang of the experience. You get everything with nature. Holy mother of... Okay, it's not an orchid. Don't get excited. It's wild strawberries. Would you like a snack, Taylor? We can each have a wild strawberry. Wow, they're probably all over in here. Oh my gosh. I haven't had strawberries like this since I was about 7 years old living in Michigan. It's like an explosion of flavor. You can't even imagine how good it is. Here's one. Whoa. You gotta stop me because I could be doing this all day long. Oh my gosh. How come the animals aren't eating these? These look delicious. This is lunch, Taylor. Holy crap, it's so good. We're gonna save these for oatmeal, but too good. Oh my god. It's like fruit roll-up. So sweet. Oh my gosh. Wow. We are just like so lucky. I cannot even believe in it. This is not the fairy slipper, but this is the, gosh, I can't remember its name, but it's the purple one that kind of looks like a little tiny purple elephant. I know, jaw drop. We found a total now of 5 wild orchids. I love it. I was just thinking as I came around that corner of like, we went through that whole thing with Ariana telling us exactly where to find it, and we struggled for a week, and I just like feel so free now. I'm like, I don't care if I find it, and all I need to do is just relax and enjoy. And ta-da! Another orchid. As many times as Bob comes out here every morning to bathe, he didn't see him. Otherwise he would have told us about him. This is the orchid phenomenon, right? You don't see anything, it's just grass, and then you see one, and they are freaking everywhere once you see one. So we just saw one, and I think we got extremely lucky because most all of them have already gone to seed. Deer flies are pretty fierce here though. Whoosh! Said in order for me to take pictures of this, I need you to slap the deer flies off of me, or else I won't be able to successfully photograph this flower.
Teamwork.
Yeah. Permission to slap. Okay. Yeah, we can just put it right into water right now and make a flower essence.
Elephant's head dissolves frustration, irritation, and feeling bombarded. When something is gnawing at us emotionally or eating us up on the inside, it liberates wild discovery, freedom, exhilaration, and helps us explore with curiosity and a wide open heart. When people around us or our environments are disturbing or distracting, it helps us know that we're safe, welcomed, and protected. It encourages us to enjoy spaciousness and a sense of ease in our everyday lives.
This feels so insanely good. Like, it is not cold. I was feeling a little like heated earlier. Kind of exhausted from the deer flies. This feels so nice. Hot springs, here we come. This is exactly what we've been aiming for the last, 5-6 years, is collecting flowers and orchids at hot springs. And we literally are infusing that flower right now to benefit hundreds of thousands of people in the world while we sit in hot springs and brave brain eating. We gotta be careful we don't snort any water. This is so beautiful. Wow. Hot springs, natural hot springs in the middle of nowhere, right next to the river. How could you resist that? Just don't snort it, and then you can go cool off in the river. I'm putting a Kleenex in my ear and making sure there's no water in there, because the hot springs goes right out into the river, and I remembered not to get the water in my nose, but then I felt so blissed out in the river that I dunked my head back, and then I thought, I wonder if the brain-eating amoebas can get in through your ears. And I've texted our friend Bob, but no response yet, so we're just gonna dry out my ears and put essential oils in there when we get back to the van. And I agreed to take care of her in hospice in case something goes wrong. We had a major traffic jam in Yellowstone, like major. We've been here already 30 minutes. Somebody said they've been here an hour and a half.
It's kind of like one of those bad movies where all the cars are stopped for like miles and everyone gets out of their car and walks like miles down the road.
And then zombies attack.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Did put essential oils in my ears, but like I could be the zombie from the amoeba. What is it? Not flesh eating. The brain eating amoebas from that hot spring. I could be the zombie and bite everyone.
We're making paper towel pour overs. Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, so last night we found somewhere to sleep at some kind of picnic area. And then we kind of just did like a loop-de-loop this morning because we were hungry and we couldn't get service and our maps weren't very good in terms of like how long it would take to get places. So we went back down to one area. We finally got service. We just kind of like did a couple hours of extra driving that were a little bit annoying. We decided to dive back into Yellowstone. Kayla hasn't had her baby yet. There's one place that we know we're back on the ferry slipper train. Okay, less attached. If we don't find it, we don't care. But we found one other place where they're very common, and it's 8,000 feet of elevation, so there's more chance that we'll find it. So we pulled off on the side of the road because we saw that there was this huge pond of wild lilies, and they're very interesting looking with like a little cup. So we're walking down this little kind of off trail, off the road, and boom, another orchid like shouts at me. This looks like a green bog orchid. So that makes 6 species of orchids that we've found, and this one wasn't even really on our radar. We know that there are at least 12 to 15 orchids in Wyoming. We only really knew of 5. This is a whole other species that we didn't know about, and we found it.
Green bog orchid dissolves a sense of being startled, scared, or feeling like we're in trouble. It softens a perceived loss of connection, a disruption to a plan, or instability. When we experience confusion about what to do in life, or feel tired or exhausted, and just don't know what to do or what's the best action to take, green bog orchid helps us trust that we know the way. It helps us recalibrate and realign with our paths. We feel we can trust ourselves, our intuition, and where we're guided, and even if we don't know all the steps involved or the outcome, it encourages us to trust that we're in tune and in the groove.
So as Katie was collecting the flower essences, normally what I'm doing is taking pictures and videos. The orchid grows so close to the ground that I'm like crouched over, and this guy walks up behind me and was like, and I turned around and he was just so scared. He probably thought I was a bear because I'm like wearing all black, and I'm like, oh my gosh, sorry, did you think I was a bear? And he was so startled that he just like couldn't even answer me, and he walked over somewhere else. So funny.
Oftentimes the way the situation is when we collect the flower is like illustrative of the flower benefits. So in this case, the green orchid is really helpful for situations of having a disturbed mind. And in this case, he was so disturbed he couldn't talk. I talked to him actually and pointed out the green orchids, and he was like, whoa, serious? That's an orchid? And I think he got his adrenaline back. We pretty much ran out of food. Actually, we're getting to the end of our food, so I think either snack or dinner, unless we find something else, is going to be beef jerky with hummus and an olive on top. That will be our next meal. The ground is pretty hot, not just from the sun, but it's pretty hot from all the activity underneath, so we probably shouldn't walk out here too far, or the soles of our feet will start to melt. But I love steam vents. It's so cool. It's like all the gurgling and bubbling up from Mother Earth. Literally steam coming out. There's a whole pathway where you can walk and check it all out up close, but we might keep moving so we can see if we can find the orchid. I think I found another orchid. No way. Yep, way. These are ladies' tresses? How is this happening to us?
Isn't that wild? I didn't even look for orchids. Like, I wasn't even looking. I was like, I just want to put my feet in the water. This feels amazing.
What? There's a steam vent there. There's steam vents there. This is like all kinds of steamy activity going, and she found another freaking orchid. Every time we stop, we find another orchid. This is crazy. We just finished work on the other 2 flowers. Mother Nature wants us to do a lot of work this trip. Looks like I got a load in my pants. All right, back to work. No play. What do you think this is? A vacation? Sightseeing? No, it's a work trip. Okay, back to work. Back to the car. Get the cameras. Take notes. Here we go again.
Ladies' Tresses orchid dissolves tension and constriction in the lower part of our bodies. It helps us become more comfortable with our physicality and our sexuality. It promotes alignment of our hips, opens our sacral chakra, and allows for more fluidity. It encourages sacral freedom from emotions to pleasure to birthing. Rather than needing things to be a certain way, Ladies' Tresses helps us allow things to fall into place. We can relax and be open.
And we were just checking out our diapers here. It's Taylor's diaper.
It's like a sumo wrestler diaper.
I'm so tired. It's the lack of food or water or just on the go constantly. But the beauty is spectacular. I mean, it's just like, you can't even believe how beautiful it is. It's just unreal. Wild.
We're remembering that while we've been twisted up trying to find the fairy slipper, Kayla is at home, twisted up waiting for her baby. If we make it back to her in time, we'll use all the flower essences we've found to support her in the birth. "30 more miles until last-ditch effort for the Calypso orchid." Here we are. We reached Specimen Creek. We're in Montana, Wyoming. Montana. And it's been a long day of driving. This is the last place we're going to look for the Calypso Fairy Slipper Orchid. It's possible that the whole cycle of the orchid is already over. I'm going to have to wait till next year. But in the meantime, like we've said before, we've collected 6 other wild orchids. We've had an amazing experience. So let's see what this Specimen Creek brings us. We've probably come half a mile in and it's cooler. It looks like the right kind of habitat, but not really like where mushrooms would grow. And they really need that mycorrhizal network. And this is the time that the bears come out. Not that that would stop us if we really thought it was here, but it's kind of a lot of the same. And it doesn't feel like we're climbing a lot in elevation. It just kind of feels like the same. We're gonna walk back and then we're gonna just like turn off the road when we feel like it.
Do you think the flowers and the orchids that we found will prepare us for the fairy orchid?
You mean like don't find it now and then we take them all through this year and then... That's very well possible. They're really powerful. You really can't complain with 6 orchids.
No.
Maybe we're all just not ready yet. The feeling of just driving across these vast, wide expanses that are untouched by humans is so comforting. It really makes you see how vast the world is and how powerful Mother Nature is. And then you feel really small, and in the feeling small, you also become part of everything. And you feel that sense of power and interconnection and beauty. And it's really inspiring.
Places like this are like so otherworldly and unforgettable and really nourishing. Like, wow, the world is so magical and it is so full of things to discover, and that's something that when we're searching for the flowers, that's what also we're doing, and when we take them, that's also what we're doing. So it's a nice celebration to be able to just like relax and celebrate what we did, because what we did, even though we didn't find what we were looking for, we found, I think, what actually we needed more than the fairy slipper itself.
I think the biggest lesson that we learned is that in order to find wild orchids, you don't need to struggle. You don't need to search. You don't need to look. You don't need to try. You just need to relax and enjoy. And you stumble right onto them. And if you don't find what you're looking for, it's most likely because you're not ready. Well, the world isn't quite ready yet. We haven't lost hope. But for now, we'll wrap this episode in a beautiful place. We can't wait to release the flower essences that we collected so that you too can infuse them and we can all learn from the flowers together.
As you know, we did not locate the Calypso Fairy Slipper Orchid. Side note, Calypso is Greek for hidden and elusive. So for now, it will remain hidden. One of the only times during our travels that we could not find what we were looking for. And we'll trust Mother Nature that we just weren't ready yet. We were presented in abundance, however, with what we were ready for. We collected 5 wild earth orchids and 1 exotic wildflower from the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. Since we aim to find what humanity needs most today, here are some questions for you. When have you felt frustrated, irritated, or that something is eating you up from the inside? When have you felt scared or troubled, lost your way, or been confused about your direction in life? When do you experience constriction in your body or discomfort with your sexuality? These orchids help us all dissolve that sneaky habit of trying too hard, struggling and chasing, versus allowing and magnetizing, in order to find whatever you're looking for in life, whether it be love, money, or opportunities. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to search. You don't have to try so hard. You can lean into this orchid elixir to dissolve those habits and go after what brings you joy and freedom, magnetizing exactly what you want in life.
It's something like 2:30 in the morning. We just got summoned to Kayla's house. She's not yet 3 minutes apart contractions, but she's ready for flower essences.
Are you ready? You're laughing. One of the two. Taylor's laughing or crying or passing out or something right now. That's weird. You crying?
I don't know.
This is crazy. Why? Don't pass out on me, okay?
Continue for 2 miles.
Okay.
We're good. You ready?
Ready?
You had a plan, didn't you?
At least the girls should make their final flight.
There's a fairy slipper in our backyard. We found it.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. How things are getting close. Next contraction, you gotta push, okay?
Yep. You're not yet.
Push, push, push.
Push, push, push.
Can you